So then we'll go Premier League. We'll do the review of the Premier League games for this
Yeah.
weekend. Friday night's game, Aston Villa first defeat of the season, got beat 3-0 at home to Leeds. Conceded more in that game, I think, than they've conceded all season. I'm sure they only conceded the 2, haven't they, before?
Yeah, against Liverpool as well.
Leeds are flying. Bamford's flying, isn't it? Hat-trick for Bamford.
It's an impressive win, that, isn't it, I think, especially against an informed Villa side. I expected a closer game, maybe a 1-1. Leeds just that style of football, it's just working, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they do it. They're flying, aren't they?
I think they'll do well this season, Leeds, actually. Yeah, so Villa probably, I bet they were rocked a little bit by that. Only conceding 2 goals, and then all of a sudden Bamford's scored 3. All 3 goals were impressive as well, weren't they?
Oh, they were good goals. Yeah, they were not. He's proved me completely wrong, Bamford, because I didn't think he'd be able to cut it in Premier.
Well, I think everyone thought that, didn't they?
So fair play to him.
Yeah, good win that for Leeds. And Bamford will be probably, confidence will be sky high now going into next game. Yeah,
talk about Championship being close as well. Actually looks this season like Premier League will be.
A lot of teams have got points, haven't they?
Oh, looking at it here, yeah, there's 3 points between top and 9th. So it's mental. Yeah, Burnley, we could make a little late title challenge yet, James, can't we?
Well, if we get a few wins on the board, we'll be right up there, won't we? So things will look a lot different. That's the same every season, though, isn't it? We always have that little tough period. Ours is coming at the start now, and then we tend to go on a sort of a 5-game run where we pick up some wins, and it all looks different, doesn't it? So
we've got a game in hand of Everton, and we're top, and we're only 12 points behind. So you never know, do you?
No, you don't.
Right. So moving on to the next one, Saturday's games.
Yeah.
My phone never loads. First one was West Ham v Man City.
Yeah, another good point for West Ham, wasn't it?
Yeah, West Ham are doing really well, aren't they? Good draw that against City. What do you think of Man City so far, though? Because they're a bit.
It's a tough one, really, because
I just think that squad's getting too old. Do you? I think it's
a different. It needs freshening up a bit, doesn't it? I think. I don't know. I think it's such a tricky one with City because they are. Everyone's just got this. That Centurion season, they were just ridiculous, weren't they? Every game they'd be smashing teams 5-6 every time. So everyone's standards for City are really high, aren't they, at the minute? And it's the same with Liverpool now. Liverpool, we're on a bit of a, conceding bloody 7 to Villa and that. So I think maybe just an off-season, just sort of competitiveness has gone a little bit, maybe. I think Guardiola might be off, actually.
They've lost some big. I think they've lost some big characters, haven't they? Like the David Silva
company,
who was still playing well, really, weren't he? I know he was getting old, but he was actually still. And then you have Vincent Kompany left, didn't he?
I don't know what's different about them this year. I really don't. Because they're obviously a great side, aren't they?
They've still got some quality players.
Just struggle, maybe not taking chances. I think Sterling missed a couple of decent chances. It's a weird one, mate. We'll have to see what happens for the rest of the season, but I don't think any team's going to dominate games so consistently this season like Liverpool and City have done. So
it could be more interesting this year, though.
It's going to be an open.
I think it's better than when you get one flying off, but I still think Liverpool might. I still think Liverpool might fly away with it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I think Liverpool will across the entire season. I think no Van Dijk really will cost them a few points, really.
Yeah, it's a big loss in it. They've still got a lot of quality.
I think he gets you quite a few points on his own, with some of the defending. So it's going to be a tight one, I think, because City always like to throw a few games away, and I think all the teams have lost now at the top, haven't they? So the big teams anyway.
Yeah, it should be an interesting season.
Right.
Fulham Palace won 2-1. Fulham struggling, aren't they? It's not looking good already. Early days, a bit like us.
They're not. Maybe a little bit similar to that season that they went down, where they've got good players. That Lookman who was at Everton, I think he went to maybe like Leipzig or something. Yeah. He's their best player by a country mile. He hit the post 2 or 3 times against Palace. He's a good player, but again, they're still playing this Kamara, and Mitrovic is having a shocking season. Really is. He missed an open net against Palace. He scored them 13 goals when they went down, and I think if he's not scoring, they're going to struggle. Kenny scored a good goal, but again, just the team's just crap, innit? Like if you actually look at the team, it's just rubbish, innit?
I can't. I don't have much hope for Fulham staying up. I really don't. I think they're one team who
Palace did well. I must admit, Palace doing well.
They get the job done, Palace, don't they? Every season.
Yeah, they've got better players. Like
they've got a good team, haven't they, Palace?
They've got tricky players, quick players, and they're going to be a tough team to beat. You've got to be really resolute against Palace to get a point, because they've got such good players up top. That's how you can, change a game in an instant, can't it? So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Fulham to get anything this season, I think. But there's a few shit clubs down there at the minute, including us, so you never know.
It's true, yeah. After that, the game I think most of us were all looking forward to, Man United v Chelsea, and it was crap.
It was boring, wasn't it?
Poor game. I think it was more down to Lampard wanted to go there and sort of felt it worked. Last season, didn't they turn them over 4-0, something like that? He thought, I'm going to go there.
It's a good point for Frank, innit, really, I think.
Great point, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them where there's always the pressure on you at home, but I really don't think it matters at this point. If you were going to United with all the fans in there, you'd love a point, but I think at this stage of game, that's just as good as a home game, really, with no fans in. So maybe not as good a point as it would normally be, but he's gone there for a point and he's come away with a point. So.
Yeah, I think he was just, and they could have won it. They had some good chances. I think he just thought, we'll go there. Worst, don't concede, and if we get a breakaway goal, brilliant. But I'll take a point.
Yeah.
And it worked. United. I think that's the first time United haven't scored. I can't remember the exact amount of games, but it's a long time since United's gone through a game without scoring.
They had a few chances, United, didn't they? And Cavani, I thought Cavani was lively when he came on.
Nearly scored with touch. Them front four runs he does. It's one at best, isn't he? At them.
I think he'll do well. I think he'll get a few goals, maybe this. He might be a little bit older and a little bit slower now than he used to be, but it'll be good for United, I think.
It's definitely an upgrade on like the backups they've got, isn't he? Igalo, he's backup on him. I thought United play well. Chelsea keeper, I think they look more safe now at back. Didn't really have a. He
nearly put it in his own goal, didn't he? At one point.
And then he nearly went, well, that's what commentator said, didn't he? He said he was like, trying to solve these problems, and he nearly went and put it in his own bloody net.
Made some good saves, though. Then he does look a good keeper, I must admit.
They'll probably saves you'd expect him to make, but he has to make them.
That one at the end was a good save, though. Where Rashford nearly bent it into the top corner. I thought it was in, and he made a good save because he looks like he anticipates shots well. With Kepa, I felt like he was always a bit slow, always sort of sat there ready to see what happens rather than anticipate it. So he looks good, that Mendy. I think he'll be a decent signing, but it's crazy to think that they've got a 75 million keeper on bench in it.
It is, and I think that's where he'll be staying because I'm with you. I think Mendy's a better keeper. Early doors looking at him, and we'll see how it goes. He did nearly put it into his own net, didn't he? Yeah. Sheffield United quite unlucky, lost 2-1 at Liverpool.
Yeah.
What did you make of the penalty for Sheffield United? Have you seen it?
Well, it's a shambles, isn't it, really?
It's a shambles.
Before anything happened, he gets the ball. Fabinho plays the ball, so it shouldn't even be The problem is, this is what everyone was talking about, right? Because Mark Dean's give a free kick because he thinks it's a foul outside the box. VAR have seen it and said it's actually inside the box, so it's a penalty, but he's actually played the ball. Now, if it was outside the box and VAR looked at it and realised he played the ball, they couldn't do anything about it. That's the hardest thing for me. That I think the obvious error is giving a free kick or giving a foul, so that should be overturned whether it's a free kick or not. Because imagine if Sheffield United scored if say it was outside the box and Sheffield United scored from a free kick, it's as good as a penalty.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to that Dermot Gallagher on Sky, but he shouts some shit. Let me tell you, I don't think I've ever seen him disagree with the referee's decision.
Yeah, they need to get someone who's more unbiased than he is because he always sides with ref, doesn't
I mean, he said it was a great decision, and that the decision making and process of it was fantastic. And it's like,
if I were a Liverpool fan, I'd be fuming at that decision.
They were lucky that they got out of it, Liverpool. If he did play his foot, is it a foul? Is it a penalty? Apparently so. If the line belongs to the keeper, according to Dermot Gallagher, so if it's on the line, it's a penalty. So, but I thought that was harsh. To be fair, he looked like he played the ball, and obviously ended up scoring.
Yeah, and Sheffield United not really getting much luck, are they? They're not playing terribly, but
no,
it was second best. You look at stats and that, but they didn't play bad at all. 13 shots at Anfield, not bad at all, is it?
No.
Liverpool, Jota, I don't know how you pronounce it. He got another goal. It's been a good signing, hasn't he, from Wolves?
He will be good, actually, because I'm thinking within the next year or two, I think one of the big men will go, Salah or Mane. They need to cash in on one of them too, I think. Maybe they will just fucking stay there forever and grow old together. But they're worth too much money to hold on to them, I think. I think Liverpool have always been they've always been looking for people with a decent sell-on value. And I think you could get some big money for Salah and Mane. So maybe looking to cash one of them in and bring Jota through, because he will be good, Jota. He's a good player. So...
Yeah, I think they've sat really good signing then. He's already winning them points, as you can see, isn't he? So it could be the difference between winning the league and not. Southampton Everton, another team who I've been impressed with. Southampton, bloody hell, they've been class, haven't they?
Well, they did actually start not great. I think it was the first two games.
Tottenham overran them, didn't they? At home. Can you remember that?
Yeah, because I thought they'd do really well this season, Southampton. Obviously, they've turned out to have a good start. But early on, I thought, "Ooh, here we go. This could be nasty." But fair play to them. That's a great win against Everton, especially at form they're in. They just play fantastic football, Southampton. They've got tricky players and a great striker, haven't they? So.
They all know the jobs as well, don't they?
Yeah.
They all, when you watch them, they're so well set up. He's done a great job there, hasn't he?
It's crazy to think that that's the same team that had that awful start. Well, half a season last season.
Yeah.
And they got beat 9-0, was it?
I know. Fair play to both for sticking by him as well. It's paid off, hasn't it? In the long run, they could have easily sacked him after that 9-0.
Yeah, that first half of that season was atrocious for them. They did really well to stay up.
Yeah, and that Che Adams, he's kicked on now as well, hasn't he? He's adding goals to his game, and it took him a while to settle in, but he's firing in his season.
Yeah, he's scoring.
Him and Ings, we've got a good partnership up front.
Yeah.
Digne, red card or not? Do you think?
No, yellow for me. He's not meant to do it, has he?
It's a tough one. It's like they call it like an orange card, don't they? Between yellow and red.
It looks bad, but they always say he's endangering his opponent. I think the fact that it's gone from a 3-game ban to a 1-game ban says it all, really. Yeah. I think when that happens, you tend to think that probably should have been a yellow card.
Yeah, it's one of them. And you can see why he's given red, but probably should have been a yellow.
Well, they gave a similar. We forgot to mention it. They gave a similar red for that Kamara, and that was similar to Digne, where he's different. He's gone to play the ball, but accidentally, and he got sent off. Digne, he's just running in there, I think, and he just clipped him, and it looks bad, so they've sent him off. But yeah, yellow card for me. I think that's probably a bit harsh.
Another thing as well. I think first game Calvert-Lewin had a shot on target.
Really?
Well, because I only know that because I bet on him having a shot on target. So Sky Bet keep drawing me in with them bets. Right?
They look good, don't they? They do look good.
Brilliant. Yeah, they even give you a little fact above saying he's had 2 shots on target every game or something. Yeah. But Southampton kept him quiet. They really did.
Yeah,
really good job.
Yeah.
Wolves Newcastle again, getting a late point. 2 late goals in this actually.
Yeah.
Jimenez and then Murphy equaliser, free kick. I think it will. I haven't actually seen these goals, but I think it's free kick.
Jimenez scored a great goal. Wolves were a better team again. They're always solid. I don't tend to see Wolves having even when they drop points, they never have a bad game. They do play well. And they did well again. And Jimenez scored a worldie from edge of box. And then Yeah, Murphy's. It's a cheeky free kick. He's bent it round the wall and he's put it low to Patricio's right, to his left. Sorry. And he said after the game that he'd done some homework on the keeper and he don't like it low. It's obviously worked for him. So it's a good point for Wolves. That really Newcastle, should I say?
Yeah, great point. Just reading something here. It says Wolves have only won one of their 11 games under Nuno when they've had at least 60% possession.
Really?
So shows sometimes it's not.
They love playing on the counter, don't they? Wolves.
Not the best thing to have the ball. Yeah, they've got some quick players, haven't they? So this probably sometimes better Wolves soaking it up and then breaking. I think that's probably why they do a bit better against the big teams. I know when we played Wolves in the past.
Well, I've always
struggled, don't they?
Always said that. We always do well against Wolves, and it's
them teams who sit in.
They have more of the ball. We never have the ball, do we? So whenever they play us and they've got the ball, they really struggle. They like to soak it up and then go. Weird armour and that. So yeah, they always do struggle against teams where they have more at ball.
Yes, that's definitely something they'll have to look into. Arsenal Leicester. I was shocked at this one.
Smash and grab, weren't it?
Smash and grab, perfect tactics, really. I know some people say it's crap tactics because all he does is a bit like what we've been talking about: soak up the pressure and then later on bring on Vardy and get the win. I think it didn't help Arsenal. Mustafi came on, didn't he? For Luis got injured, but I think Rodgers saw the opportunity then, didn't he? And thought, let's get Vardy on.
When you can bring Jamie Vardy on at 0-0, it's it's gonna be promising, isn't it? So yeah, smash and grab. I think Arsenal will be gutted with that. They played quite well. I think had a couple of chances, and then it was a great ball. Tielemans played a ball in down the thing to that new lad that's been playing at right mid, and then in for Vardy. So and he don't miss from there, does he?
No, he don't. Vardy's such an asset to have in him.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, Aubameyang has been a big talk, and he not really not scoring up. Do you like him out on the wide, or would you? I think he should be central. Do you?
I do think he's better central.
I think he's wasted out wide. I really do.
But he still does all right out there, doesn't he? He does still scores goals. I know he's not got as many in the last few games, but
he does all right. But I just think him down middle would be a lot better for Arsenal.
I don't know because he used to play that Martinelli, didn't he, at left, and then Aubameyang up top. I do think he's better striker than Lacazette out and out. I think he'd definitely get a few more chances, wouldn't he, at goal if he was in central. So
I think it's strange Arsenal because obviously they've got Pepe as well. They spent a fortune on, didn't they? And he's not really. He's not getting as many opportunities.
I'm a fan of Pepe. He seems to be a bit of a flashy guy with a lot of movement, but I don't see much. Don't see much from him. So
I think it'll be one of them that's it's taking a while, but I think once he gets used to it all, it's even going to be one of them who's going to be a complete flop and they'll sell him for half his price back to France again or something like that. We'll see, but and they could have a bit of creativity. They've got Mesut Ozil not even in the squad, have they? Premier League.
No, it's
that won't help the situation at all there. Because apparently he's quite popular among the players.
I've heard he's been training well and working hard. It's not like he's not been there.
Yeah, he's not gone off sulking or anything.
Controversial call that, I think, especially with the money's on.
Could be. I think it could be the wrong call. That I think.
I can't imagine the owners are. Of all people, I thought Mikel Arteta would be the one to really get his head in the game. But maybe not. Maybe Mikel just washed his hands with him. Yeah,
and it's that's manager. They have to rise and fall by their decisions, don't they? So
yeah,
we'll see how that one goes. But I mean, in a way, you could see it as a good thing from Arteta. He's showing who's boss, isn't he? If he don't think Ozil's attitude is right, then I suppose he's got every right.
I think it's harsh not to include him in the entire squad, though.
Yeah, I can't see unless them people think they might have made the decision behind the scenes, the board and that, but you won't think they would.
No, I can imagine that Stan Kroenke, I bet he's absolutely fuming with that decision, to be honest. When they're paying 300 odd grand a week for a lad that's
not even be in the squad.
I can't imagine they're making that decision, to be honest.
Brighton, West Brom finished 1-1.
Yeah,
West Brom, what I saw, better team actually. Second half.
It's a good point for West Brom, I think that.
Yeah, I didn't see it first half. I believe Brighton was stronger first half, but great point for West Brom. They deserved it overall because what I saw, they were battering Brighton.
Yeah, good finish from Carl Grant as well, weren't it?
Could be a big signing, 15 million. People might say, I don't know a lot about him. People might say they spent too much or whatever, but it's not too much if it ends up, keeping them up at the end of the season.
No, it's not, is it? It's a small price to pay.
Yeah. So, fair play. I think West Brom, as a Burnley fan and way it's looking that we are going to be down. I mean, you never know with Burnley. Sometimes we pick it up, don't we? But I'm more worried by them than Sheffield United at the minute in terms of them finishing above us because they just seem like they've got more creative players. The thing with Fulham, Burnley, and Sheffield United, I just can't see where goals are coming from at the minute. But we've got some good strikers, haven't we? But they're just not.
When we're struggling for goals, that's what always. I mean, we always struggle for goals, haven't we? To be honest, rarely do we put 3 or 4 past someone. But you do start to wonder when he hasn't scored for a bit. You think, oh, here we go, come on, we need some goals. I'm hoping when J-Rod comes back in, we'll start to get something.
Yeah, so we may as well. I know we've talked about it a bit, but Burnley 0, Tottenham 1 finished. We've already said better performance from Burnley. Tottenham. Actually, Mourinho said before the game that it weren't going to be the same Tottenham you've seen this season. It weren't going to be an attacking. So he actually quite respectful what he talks about us. To be fair,
he always is, isn't he? But I think a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I used to find that flattering, but I think I've come to learn that most managers against us will always respect us before the game because they know, a lot probably the fans would say that we're an easy game a lot of the time. It's a game they should win. I think managers know it's going to be tough, but I think when we tend to get a result against these big teams and managers, that's when they start to turn a bit and they don't like the way we play. Well, it's funny that because you had a lot of respect for us at the start of the game, and then now we've got something. You don't.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think if they hadn't won, I'd have liked to have seen
Mourinho's reaction to the way we play. Let me tell you, it would have been a completely different reaction.
Yeah, it would. But we're a good, we're a good battle. Neither team really created clear-cut chances. We both had, but we had a few shots, didn't we, Gudmundsson? But you'd expect Lloris to save them.
Yeah, he would.
And then we switch off at one corner and good header by Son, to be fair, after Kane.
Yeah, it's frustrating that, isn't it, to concede from a corner because I'd love to see the stat. I bet we haven't conceded from a corner for a while. I bet we concede very few.
It's rare, isn't it, with us? But
it's ironic because every time they got a corner, I thought I hate corners, but I thought to myself, you know what? Statistically, I bet we concede very few, and then we went and conceded one. I thought,
And it's a big problem for Burnley, isn't it? Big six. Just seeing here when we play them teams.
We never.
We've only won 1 of our last 24.
We are really poor against those big.
And that was against Tottenham. Yeah. So.
We're good at grinding out a draw every now and again, but we're really poor at beating them. Really are. It's because of the way we play. We play for a point every time, don't we? And we're not good on the counter.
Yeah, it's. We need to start rethinking why we go into these games. Yeah, I think. Because...
I think what tends to happen is we'll start playing well and we'll be in the game like we were against Spurs. On a different day, we take the lead, and then it's a case of like most teams probably would sit back a little bit more just to be safe, and then you invite loads of pressure on us. But problem is, the other team will fire everything at you and leave themselves open. But we're so poor going forward and countering that we never get another goal. A lot of these other teams like Palace, Southampton, who have got, pacey, tricky players, they can go up the other end and it's 2-0 before they know it, which is rare for us. We rarely do that. So that's why we never seem to win.
Yeah, and Tottenham quietly started all right this season, 11 points, only 2 points behind Everton. As I say, it's quite open at the minute, early on. No one's flew away. Burnley, 1 point. I don't know, early days, isn't it? I mean, I always say don't look at table till after 10 games. Really, you can't really find out.
No, it does take a while, doesn't it? It'll even itself out. I think you can after 10 games, you start to get a picture of who's going to be where, don't you?
Yeah, but not the best start for us. But fair play to Tottenham, even though I thought we didn't deserve to lose, but goals that counting it, and they took their opportunity. So fair play to them.